Regarding a quick overview of the pedal cluster parts, you have the clutch pedal here. By the way, these parts are all ready to go with a coating of POR 15 because I've already used metal prep on them. This is flash rust, so these look like they have a white powdery coat on them because that's what metal prep leaves you with. It's a zinc phosphate coating, which is a reaction from rust. And the rust has been stopped on these parts. So this is flash rust. You can see it. These have been sitting in the air for a couple days, but they're ready for POR 15. I might spray them with spray this part with metal prep again, but it's no real big issue because the rust has been terminated. So the clutch pedal here, with the clutch pedal shaft that has a drift pin that goes through it right here, as you can see. But I will no longer be using this shaft because I took a pipe wrench to it and stood on it to twist it out of the clutch pedal because it wouldn't come loose. The rust was so bad inside this clutch shaft that I had to really heat it up, use WD-40, put a pipe wrench on it, stand on it with 200 pounds, then it finally came loose. So I have a new clutch pedal, a new pedal shaft on order, which I had to cut this off to get it out from the other side. And I could have actually welded that part back on this, but I just don't want this anymore because I think it's compromised. There was just too much rust on this. This is cast iron. That's why I use a drift pin on it. This is cast all the way up to here. So I need to be careful when I put POR 15 on this that I cover these threads. I'll put POR 15 on this all the way up to this covering here. Then all the way down. I'll probably unscrew this and pull it out of there. But I don't want to do any more work than I have to. I'll just tape it off. Okay, so the clutch pedal, clutch shaft. This is going to be trashed. This is the brake pedal, and it is all ready to go with POR 15. It's quite smooth. I didn't need to sand it. I just got any of the rust off, and the old paint came off. Looking down this, you kind of have a little edge surface here, a little flange where I ordered brass bearings to go in here. Same with the other side. So they'll just fit in that. Get a new bearing set that's brass. This is what the brake pedal shaft rides on. And the spring for the brake pedal is here. That's on order. That was just shipped today, so I'll get that in a couple days. So 57 years old, so unreliable. This is the clutch pedal spring. So again, 57 years old, outdated. Probably it has lost some tension. These cost, maybe like $7 and $12 respectively, so that's not a major issue. This brake pedal shaft support, I ran a bead with MIG welding here because it knocked loose when I had put this in a vise to try to get the clutch shaft off of it. And on the outer edges, FYI, of the brake pedal shaft, I welded. There were some regions where this spring here that sits over this shaft, regions where parts of this spring wore into this metal. So I used MIG welding and ran a bead on that and then ground that off. So it's kind of been touched up with a little bit of metal welding to fill in some areas where there was spring wear. Same thing with this. On the very edge of this, there was some spring wear in this, where the clutch spring is, and I welded a small bead on that with steel using MIG welding, and then ground that off so that area was filled in. Just because I don't want to lose any structural integrity of these pieces and restore them to their original content. This piece had a slight amount of, I welded something here. As you can see, this has probably 4 original factory spot welds there. You can see them, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that was it for this piece. So being close to 60 years old, I don't trust original spot welds. So I ran a small MIG weld bead here and there. So this won't move anymore. And then I ran those 2 beads there to keep that intact. I was going to say that on the end of this, the brake pedal shaft, I also ran a small MIG weld bead there for this rubber stopper holder. And then if you look on the bottom of this, I ran a small bead there as well, because this was spot welded onto this steel here. And I really don't trust original factory spot welds, especially for a 60-year-old car. So there you have it. These are the major parts that are going to be used again. Springs are on order. A new clutch pedal shaft is on order. And the rubber pads for these I might go with aluminum, but that'll be decided at a later date. And so there you have the pedal cluster.